Ladies and gentlemen,
let's rock.
This is FanStream Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-necked geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Yes. Welcome into the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show. That text line that you can get a hold of us with because you downloaded this show or you're watching it live right now, 214-937-0569. That is the FanStream Sports text line. But I said I'm Colby Sapp. This guy right here is one IndyCarTim.
What I'm doing here, Colby. Look what I'm doing right here.
A little hook 'em?
Hook 'em, Colby.
Wow, you done changed what you like in football, huh?
Hook 'em. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. That is amazing, folks. That's almost as amazing as that one time on the radio that I tried to get everybody to pick a new football team for me as I'd lost belief in the Dallas Cowboys. By the way, that was past Colby.
Wow.
That was past Colby. That's
Who
not
even are you?
That's not me right now, even though many of you probably are there right now. We will get into a little bit of the because the Dallas Cowboys bandwagon got a little lighter.
Yep.
After just one game, and that's okay with me. That's really all right with me, and we'll get into all that coming up after. Well, we got some things to do. A little meandering as we do in intros. We do a lot of that. By the way, I was almost in Oklahoma today.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got real close.
Nobody should be in Oklahoma.
I got real close, and I could feel the suck as I got closer, as it just grew and grew and grew. I did pass.
Gas?
And no, well, maybe, probably. I mean, I was in the van for a long time today, so that probably did happen.
Okay, so I used to drive around in a van delivering auto parts all day.
Right.
And I mean, I used to drive to East Texas some days. I drive to eastern Oklahoma some days. So I was all day, right?
Right.
My van smelled like poo-poo, Colby.
Mine probably just smells like, because there's a lot of empty, like protein shakes just scattered about the van.
Mine was Whataburger.
So there's a lot of those that are in there. There's a lot of, your I try to do the healthy snacks, but it's hard to go on like an hour and a half to 2 hour, road trip and not have something, some kind of snack. So there's stuff that's scattered all over the place.
That's what she said.
But I did pass. I was in Denison. I think I was in Denison.
Yikes! That's kind of Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's pretty close. I was there, and as I'm going through Denison, there's a Chinese food restaurant, and I'm just guessing that it's Chinese because they just said authentic food from the Orient, which I thought was kind of weird. You couldn't tell me where. I'm just assuming. I may be wrong. Just assuming, but the restaurant name was Fuku.
Fuku.
F-U-K-U.
F-U.
F-U-K-U.
Are you Fujiyama?
Fluent in Japanese. Are you?
are you Fujiyama?
Fujiyama? By the way, I don't believe that character's actual first name was Fuge.
Fuge, it wasn't.
He just kind of stumbled into that. But apparently,
Probably wasn't scripted that way either.
No. Are you Fuge? Fuge, man. We have to watch Samurai Cop 2. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to take a picture of it because the name of that restaurant was Fuck You.
Huh. And was the food good?
Man, I didn't go in. I thought about going in. That was weird, and also there was a Whataburger ripoff place. It was called like Who's a Burger or something like that.
Instead of Whataburger.
It was Who's a Burger?
Where's a burger?
Yeah, man. And it was instead of the orange, it was like a white and gray, looked like an old Whataburger, right? But it was just different colors. It's called
They ripped off the old A-frame.
It's Who's a Burger, and I was like, Wow. I wanted to stop there, too. I was either going to go eat at Fuck You or Who's a Burger. And I just wanted to get, like a drink or something from there just so I could have their cup.
Oh, especially if it
said fuck you on it.
Fook you.
Fuck you.
Okay, how is this spelled again? Because I feel like I've seen these.
Well, this was first one I saw in real life. I normally see them as like memes or whatever.
Yeah.
But this was Fuku.
Like all one word.
All one word.
Huh.
So
That's got to be a bit, right?
So my next thing that I want to do is I want to call them.
Did you hear that?
I did.
You?
That's plumbers.
I feel like that's you.
That's not me. That's plumbers.
Fujiyama.
Yeah, that's happening.
If y'all are watching the stream live tonight or recorded, and you see Colby and I look over at each other really weird, like accusingly, it's probably neither one of us. They're doing work on the bathroom, which is like two things down from us, 2 suites over.
Right.
But it's really loud.
It was really loud. Well, I mean, they're working on the pipes.
They are.
So it's kind of jarring. Audio probably doesn't even pick it up. But
please, kids, no jarring.
Yeah, it's kind of jarring to just all of a sudden you hear.
And we have to run downstairs to go to the bathroom in our breaks. So when we're late,
we do.
You know why?
Well, I mean,
the curtain way back.
There it is.
I might just bring a bucket.
So, but yeah, no, I want to call them. I want to call them because I want to hear how they answer the phone.
Should do it live on the air.
I don't know if they're going to be open right now.
Damn it.
We do need to record this.
We do.
So we do need to call Who's a Burger just so we can have their line. Hello, you've reached Who's a Burger.
Use it as a drop.
Yeah, just have that, and then hello, you've reached Fuck You.
Hello, fuck you.
See, that'd be hilarious.
Totally how I would answer the phone. Maybe I'm just going to answer the phone that way anyway.
Right.
Colby calls me tomorrow for something on the show. Hello, fuck you.
So that's a couple of things that I ran into. I do have another note as it's came out on the Twitterverse. As
you have one of these, right?
I do have one of these. As a little bit of addendum to our, by the way, welcome into Colby Sapp's mystery shotgun.
Abbreviated mystery shotgun.
A very abbreviated mystery shotgun.
It's more of a mystery pistol.
Yes. It's just extra alternate ammo. I don't know. So we told you about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom during the last mystery shotgun and how Aqua Baby wasn't going to make it in the movie, and that was one of the reasons why people walked out of the test screenings. Well, apparently the test screenings telling people that people walked out because you killed Aqua Baby has seen the light, and they've changed it. I don't know how this is going to work because, I mean, it's a final edit. Like, they had final edit, and then they're like, wait.
I know how. It's the power of Jesus, Colby.
So
he's working miracles.
So Aqua Baby doesn't die, apparently, now in the film. That they've somehow removed that, which I would think if, just follow me on this, even if you're not a movie fan, just say, I mean, not a comic book movie fan, just follow me for a second. So the original movie has in it that a person's family member, and the reason why he totally wants revenge is because the person's family member got killed by the bad guy. So you build a movie that's somewhat around that, and like some of the purpose for the hero to take charge and storm into the battlefield because he's pissed. And you remove that out of the movie, but you still keep everything else that you filmed in there. My question is this movie going to make sense at all?
Okay, so we have a precedent with this, though, right?
Yes.
The Falcon and the Winter Snowman Soldier.
The Winter Soldier,
TV series, right? So they started filming it with one thing in mind.
Right.
And then COVID.
Yes.
And a deadly virus that swept the country or the world. So they thought, maybe we shouldn't do that bit, and they switched it into something else, and the show made zero sense.
Okay, so those are not aware of what Tim's talking about. Maybe you missed all those episodes of the Mystery Shotgun. Is in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, one of the major subplots that was going on, and one of the like building momentum in the series was that there was going to be a virus unleashed on the world that was going to cause mass chaos and such like that. And COVID hit, and they're like, you know what? That's probably a bad idea. So they cut like a whole episode out of the whole damn thing, and plus a lot of the like surrounding scenery and stuff, and a lot of lines out of it.
And certain things didn't make sense on the show.
Right.
I still don't know why we were on their fishing boat for 2 episodes.
Well, he was checking on his family because there was a virus.
But there wasn't.
There wasn't. But that's the reason why they filmed those there. And they're like, well, the boat's still cool.
And like somehow we think that he deserves to be Captain America now.
Well, because he led us through that stuff.
All right. Still don't buy it.
I mean, he is a good Captain America. It just maybe that wasn't the greatest thing to do. But they back then they had plenty of things that they had enough of their gold standards. Like, hey, we could offer up a bronze every once in a while. Let's just spend a couple more bronzes than they're used to right now.
Man, I feel like it's all bronze.
So
and plastic.
Well, Loki 2 is coming up.
I know. I can't wait.
So they're
showing trailers for it now.
Yes. So as soon as Ahsoka's done with, like the week after, you're going to start seeing, oh, here comes Loki. So as soon as that's done, which by the way, Ahsoka's been kicking ass. So hopefully,
who would win in a fight between Darth Vader and Loki? Street fight, not prison rules.
you know what? The fact that as long as Loki stayed away, I think he's good.
Well, Darth's got Force stuff.
He does, but like Loki can just go somewhere else.
That's true. He could abandon ship.
Yeah. Just be like, you know what? So I'm not sure who wins in a street fight between you. You automatically want to say Darth Vader because he's Darth effing Vader.
Should we post that as a Twitter poll?
You know what? We can. My gut feeling says, especially since, Thanos took out Loki, that I think Vader could probably just go ahead and take out Thanos.
Right?
So by that measure, I would go ahead and just give it to Vader.
So everybody go on your Twitter or your X. If you're not already following the show, you should. It's at Colby Tim Show.
Uh-huh.
And then we're going to put it up right now. And I guess, I don't know how long Twitter polls are good for. I don't know. Is it a day? I don't know. I never do this.
You can probably set it to some point.
But go vote. Vote for me.
Just do it.
Vote for my testes.
And last little tidbit on the Mystery Shotgun is I'm starting to hear rumblings that your Spider-Mans are also going to be in the Secret Wars. Your Tobey Maguire and
all of them. They're going to rejoin
Garfield and all, pretty much, because they're bringing just. From what I understand, the Secret Wars is going to be like the farewell to everybody that Sony's ever cast for Marvel properties. Like giving them their fond farewell. See you later. Goodbye, everybody. You were great. You were great. You were great. And you were awesome. And then that's the reason why Wolverine's not going to change from being Hugh until after Secret Wars.
How many days do you want me to do this for? Because I can't set the poll length.
You just do it for, I don't know. Give the people that downloaded a couple of days. So 3 days.
3 days? Okay.
So we can just do it then.
All right, and we have to retweet it on our personal ones too.
Gotcha. We can definitely do that. Now,
producing on the air, Colby.
We do a lot of things on the fly, especially when I work on a segue to throw it to Tim.
Oh yeah,
Tim. Hey, what day is it, Tim?
Thank you for asking, Colby. Today I think is it's Monday, right?
It is Monday.
Football victory overreaction Monday. And we're going to overreact to Cowboys big time coming up here in a bit.
We are. We got in a semi-argument, yet almost agreeing
it's really weird
conversation.
It's a weird dynamic between us right now because we agree on things, but we don't think we agree on things.
Right.
So we still approach it as if we don't agree on things.
I think Jalen Hurts just died. No, he's back. Never mind.
Don't get my hopes up, Colby. He needs to be in the same hospital as Aaron Rodgers.
Easy.
Serious. But like with a hangnail or something that just puts him out 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, Jalen kind of hurts?
Yeah, Jalen, I'm sort of hurt.
Okay.
Colby, today, and this affects me and you both, because we both have multiples, National Daughters Day on September 25th in the year of our Lord.
Yes. You suggested that we have our daughters on air.
Like that'd go real well, right?
And one of mine, not going to name her name, but one of mine that's not Blaze, would probably just, she wouldn't call in. But
what if they were in studio?
I don't know if we could get them up here. Blaze, maybe.
Man, so I know one of mine would for sure, but the one that should wouldn't. She'd be up here, but she'd be like, "Don't look at my face."
Right. Now one of them, and one of them the other one that I won't name, not Ariana. She would probably come on, but then she'd be asleep, so she wouldn't actually make it on.
Huh. All right, we can still put a camera on her.
We could. It'd be the sleeping cam.
Pretty funny.
So the one that's not Blaze won't come on, but the one that's not Ariana would probably be asleep.
Okay, I think we could figure that out if we connect the dots.
So there you are.
Colby, it is also, next to my daughter, maybe one of my other favorite things in the world, National Lobster Day. Are you into the lobster?
I love lobster, man.
I do too, man.
Lobster is amazing.
Like almost in any form, dude. I'll do just eating lobster with the steak, with the surf and turf. I'll do lobster ravioli. I'll do lobster mac and cheese. I'll do fried lobster stuff, dipping in other things, and then it goes into my mouth.
Favorite form of lobster, sir? Favorite form of lobster?
Lobster tail.
Lobster tail?
Yeah. Like just with my steak.
A good, meaty lobster roll.
Oh, yeah. No, I dig the lobster roll. If, like you said, it's got to be the meaty, not the imitation kind.
Right.
Yeah.
It can't be the, damn it. It can't, the
Eagles just scored.
It can't be the, well, you know what? In a pinch, I'll sit down with because they sell this at Kroger's.
Right.
It's like for $10.
Yep.
It's a big tray of just imitation lobster with like a horseradish style shrimp sauce or whatever in it.
Yep.
I can sit there with that and just be good.
Me too.
Just sit there and just be good.
I'll eat lobster just like I'll eat oysters in any form. I'll just throw them at me.
Even though right now, because of the water temperature, no one should eat raw oysters.
No, not right now. And the respectable restaurants won't serve them right now.
Right.
So make sure you're eating raw oysters at a place that you can trust.
Right. Wait for the water to temper down before you get into the oysters, because they got flesh-eating bacteria stuff going around. Don't do it.
Yeah, you might die. Colby, it is National Binge Day. Ooh. Ready for a lazy, relaxing day? Grab some popcorn and snacks before we begin. What's your favorite binge show?
Binge show? It's pretty much the next anime that I haven't, caught up on yet. Like my daughter, who's watched every anime known to existence, she'll be like, all right, these are the ones you really need to watch. And then she'll tell me when I start one, it's like, and then I'll realize like midway through it that, she was right.
Yeah.
So I'm finally catching up with everybody else that's seen this one. I have to miss some things. I can't just know everything, guys.
Yeah.
Is Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Watching that right now.
Attack of the Titans? Is that Denzel Washington, right?
No, it's Attack on Titan. It's where these you know what? I'll enjoy explaining this to you. It's where these folks have built up like walls around them, like Jericho walls, like you can't get in.
Like their city?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they live there, and they're afraid to go outside of these walls because of the giant naked people that are outside.
I'm sorry, what?
These giant naked people that are outside.
Mark.
Yes. The story starts with them breaking through the wall and just running around and just eating people. Like picking them up and just eating them.
Okay, wait. This is an anime?
It's anime. And so the people that go up against the giant naked people have these ropes that come out of their their packs on their side attached to buildings so they can fly around, and then they got to chop the backs of the necks of the big naked people to make them dead.
I swear to God, you are making this up as you go.
No, I'm not.
This is not a thing.
It is a thing.
And it's called Remember the Titans.
It's called Attack on Titan. Yeah.
Titan is their planet?
No. It's what the big naked people are called.
Oh, the Titans, like giants.
Yeah, but it's just Attack on, yeah.
So I feel like, based on the title, they should be the ones being attacked.
No.
So confused right now.
No. By the way,
I'll never watch that.
You find out later that the that the giant Jericho wall is made of dead Titans.
This is what you binge?
Yes.
Folks, see what I have to deal with on the show here.
And oh yeah, and the giant naked Titans don't have genitalia, but they have butts.
So they're Ken dolls.
Pretty much.
And Michael Jackson.
Right.
Anatomically correct.
Mm-hmm.
You guys.
They also don't eat to feed. They just eat because they're angry at people.
So they angry eat. I
Yeah.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys that are listening either live or on the recorded show, send us what your favorite show is to binge watch. You can either send it on the text line 214-937-0569 or just reach out to us on Twitter. I am at IndyCarTim. He is at Colby Sapp with 2 P's. We would love to hear from you. Let us know what your favorite show is to binge watch. We might talk about you on the air on a future show. Colby, it's also National German Butterbrat Day. Do you know what that is? Because I don't. Do we need to get Dirk on the phone? Explain what butterbrat is?
Bratwurst is basically your sausage.
Right. But this is not spelled. It's butterbrat, one word, and it's butter and then B-R-O-T.
I would
And
imagine.
I see a picture of bread.
I don't know what butter. I don't know what that is.
I don't either, but I mean, I'm kind of intrigued. Right? It says get the bread, get the butter. It's time to celebrate German Butterbrat Day. So it's like a bread, German bread, apparently.
Now I've got to look this up. I'll look it up.
Why don't you Alta Vista that while I go on to Math Storytelling Day today, Colby? Can you tell stories with math?
No.
It says it's a fun and interesting way to celebrate a subject typically feared by many. Well, I feel like a lot of people fear math.
It is National German Bread with Butter Day. That's what it is.
So Butterbrat. Why do they say Butterbrat then?
Because it's in German cuisine, Butterbrat is a slice of bread topped with butter. It'll still be considered a Butterbrat even if additional toppings such as cheese and spreads are used. Butterbrats are sandwiches.
So it's raw toast.
It's Butterbrats are sandwiches.
I mean, bread is just raw toast.
You know what? I'm now going to start a sandwich place and just call it Butterbrats and confuse the hell out of everybody.
I'm so confused right now. Why can't we just say German Butterbread Day? Huh, all right. That's almost as confusing as Math Storytelling Day. Colby, a day that you are going to celebrate for the rest of the however much time 4.5 hours left in the day. Dude, look at the rain coming down in Tampa. Holy moly.
Get it.
It is National Comic Book Day.
Tell you what. I still remember the first comic book that I got that made me go, whoa, this is so cool.
Really? What was that?
That it was an old school, like just regular Spider-Man. And what was happening was a storyline that I didn't know about before. But I just remember looking at it and realizing that, oh my God, this is happening. And who is this Hobgoblin guy? I've heard of the Green Goblin, but who is this guy? And just shook me. And I started reading a lot of Spider-Man comics at the time because all I had was the Shazam comics that my dad had or whatever. And those were great. But then there was mystery involved. And I was like, whoa. And that kind of locked me up. So even though I'm a DC guy, the one that sparked me right at the beginning was Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
So there you are.
All right. It is also a day dear to my heart. Not that I hate comic books, but I think I've told you, Colby, I was only really into one comic book as a kid.
Right.
And it was because I inherited them from my older brother, and I have, to this day, he doesn't even know where they came from. The Richie Rich comic books. I don't, look, don't judge me. I don't know where they came from.
I'm not.
I just inherited them. And to this day, I love Richie Rich stuff.
I mean, did you watch the movie?
Yes, I loved the movie. Like, I mean, for what it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was Macaulay Culkin when he was still cute.
What happened?
I don't know. Like,
He turned into Shaggy. That's what
same thing that happened to me. He did turn into Shaggy. didn't
Pretty
he?
much.
Colby, it's National Cooking Day. Because I love to cook.
I do too.
And one of my kids is starting to appreciate the cooking thing with me. It's Eli, my 15-year-old. He wants to know, no matter what I'm doing, why are you doing it that way?
Right.
Like, what is that? What's that going to do? Sometimes it's extremely annoying, and sometimes I love it.
My favorite thing to do is to walk into the kitchen when somebody tells me there's not a lot in there.
Want to bet?
And then
Right
walk
there with
out
you.
with something that's like, what? Where was that, Mile?
Yeah, you got to know things.
You just got to make food.
Like, I made the mistake of showing Eli how to cook a hot dog the way I like to cook a hot dog.
Right.
And I don't mean grilling. I do enjoy grilling a hot dog. But if the weather's bad or I don't feel like breaking the grill out because I only cook with charcoal, and that's a whole process, as everybody knows. Dude, I will take my cast iron skillet, tiny bit of butter, tiny bit of oil, some celery salt, and I will split a hot dog down the middle.
And sear it.
Sear it on both sides, right? With a little celery salt on top, a little bit of pepper, and if I usually don't buy spicy mustard, I'll make my own.
Right.
I'll brush a little bit of it very thinly on the hot dog as I'm cooking it, right?
Right.
Then you put it on your bun, put some whatever you want on it. I like sauerkraut, I like chopped onions, whatever you want, and then more spicy mustard. I showed him that, and he's like, Dad, I didn't know that we could eat hot dogs like rich people. Because they're used to just throwing it in the microwave for 30 seconds and watching it explode, putting it on a bun with ketchup and eating it.
Right.
And I'm like, no, hot dogs can be amazing.
No.
So now that's all he wants to do with a hot dog.
No, that's exactly. So the split dog, amazing. You know what? You know what makes that even better? Take you a little bit of cheese, the shredded, and instead of putting it on there, put it on that plastic plate into the microwave and make your cheese crispy. Then fold that in, then put the bun around it. Texture, baby. It's amazing.
No, that is amaze balls. I'm right there with you. Who knew that hot dogs could be a delicacy? Colby, it is National John Day. Is your name John?
No.
Join us as we celebrate your name day today.
You're named after a bathroom.
You are where people poop. It is National One Hit Wonder Day.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I like a lot of those.
I do. Usually for even more than just their one song, though. Like, there's usually another one that I'm like, yeah, they had that other song, too, that nobody can remember.
Right. I mean, if I like one song, especially these days where you can stream anything, if I hear one song that's, whatever, a one-hit wonder, I want to go hear other songs from that same band.
That's what you get for wearing a long shirt and trying to look cool.
Pulling them down. What are they doing? They're going for it.
Did their
Oh, they didn't. Oh, he just moved. Yeah, he got on the line. Damn it. They went.
Man, we almost saw that push sneak not work, man.
Getting live play-by-play of Eagles going forward on 3rd and 1 in that little weird V formation.
Well, I mean, it works.
I think it worked.
So.
Colby, it is National Psychotherapy Day.
Yeah.
For all of those who need that, you know what? I applaud you.
Most of us do.
Yep. I'm
Most of
not
us
gonna
do.
lie. And my favorite food, it is well documented on this channel, is Mexican food.
Oh, man.
And Colby, today is National Quesadilla Day.
Okay, speaking of this.
By the way, I also make the best quesadillas at home.
So I'm driving up here. I just made my microphone disappear.
What'd you do?
I don't know. I just moved it for a
shit.
second with my hand. I'm driving up here, and I look up and I see a billboard. By the way, billboards get me all the time, but
Me too.
this one really did.
We're gonna have one.
It's Taco Cabana,
Yep.
and they've got a quesadilla. It's the Frito pie quesadilla.
I'm in.
I now must have this.
What else is on it? Fritos and what?
It's a chili cheese Frito,
So it's the Sonic wrap, the Frito wrap.
but
in a quesadilla
form.
I'll do it. Yep, I'm in.
I'm totally there. It's so now I've got two things that I have to try. Number one, it's the Frito pie quesadilla. Number two, it's the Chick-fil-A pimento cheese sandwich.
God, we have all these things to
I have
try.
to try that.
Colby, we're so late. We're going to move on here. National Roadkill Day.
Uh-huh.
Which the description cracks me up. It's called a sustainable way to feed America and clean the streets.
Thanks for calling Joe Ball's Bar and Grill. 8-Ball speaking. Road to kill du jour is rabbit.
It is also National Wade Day. So if your name is John Wade or Wade John, it's your total big-time day today.
Congratulations, Skin.
National Research Administrator Day.
Okay.
Don't know who that means. National World Dream Day.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, just stop dreaming about the world. Like, that seems exhausting. And Colby, finally, here on September 25th, 2023, 7:30 p.m. God, we're 5 minutes late for your segment.
It's fine.
Oh, God, we're 10 minutes late for your segment. World Pharmacist Day. I like pharmacists.
I do.
Got a hot pharmacist at my Walmart pharmacy by my house.
You know what? It's either the old dude or the hot pharmacist or the pharmacist that's just tired of her job. That's really what you get.
I kind of like the old pharmacist he's a give up.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get to retirement or whatever.
He's like, yeah.
He just gives you all the pills. He
Right.
doesn't count them anymore.
And I'm done.
Is that even a real? I don't even care.
I just
Here,
need
just
that-
tell me what you
I
want.
just need that guy to work at a bank and tell me which one. I don't even count the bills. I just
Yeah.
hear-
Do you want that in hundreds or thousands? Well, it's only $80. Here, have thousands.
Right.
I'll
Just
take
made a
it.
bill for you.
I'll take it.
So this is the segment where I go through all the people that were born today, make a list out of them people. That's right. And then offer them up to you for you and me and Tim to decide who is the good person, who is the bad person, and who is the ugly person. And starting off today, as I'm yelling, why are you yelling?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
62 years old today, one Heather Locklear.
Dude.
Still would.
So I had a good friend for a long time
Uh-huh.
that went to middle school and high school with her.
Really?
He showed me like pictures in the yearbook and then pictures he just had because they hung out together. She was not attractive back in the day. Like even for she's 62, so she's 10 years. They're both 10 years older than me, you know.
Right.
But like, no, like yuck.
See,
And look what happened to it.
well, here's the thing, is that you are existentially not looking at what should or could be. You're just always looking at the current presentation, and you're real key on what's presenting to you right then. You're not real key on like symmetric face and all that. That you could actually give a shit about that. It's like, oh my God, look at those earrings. I'm out. Oh my God, her hair's stupid. I'm out.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. So
You're not wrong.
You're looking at the wrong things all the time.
All the time, Colby.
Hal Sparks turns 54 years old today.
So what do you know him from?
Game show host?
Hal Sparks?
Thought?
Like, so I know Hal Sparks from seeing him on all of those, like, VH1 80s shows.
Yes.
Like the flashback shows, right? Like, I guess he was a comic or something?
He was. Okay, yeah, that's where I know him from.
Just from watching those shows, but I have and there's lots of other people that were on those shows that I have no idea who they are.
Just because he was usually said something funny.
Yeah, he was funny on the show.
Barbara Walters passed away in 2022.
Bob Wawawa.
That's right.
Okay, look, as a journalist, as a serious journalist, Colby,
Uh-huh.
someone who takes my job as a journalist very seriously, Barbara Walters was one of the pioneers.
She
Not gonna
was.
lie, especially in television journalism. And I really enjoyed her work. I wish I could have enjoyed her.
Huh.
Because I would have.
Well,
Just
you
to
know,
say I did.
just say you did.
Uh-huh.
Michael Douglas is 79.
Yeah, we were just talking about him off the air.
Right. Because he got the carpet sickness.
He got the carpet sickness.
Yep.
That's what he claimed anyway, right?
That's right.
I mean, haven't we all had the carpet sickness?
Just asked him.
Like tongue burn?
How,
It's called tongue burn.
I just can't believe that was his answer when they're like, hey, so why did you end up with the throat C? And he was like, well, I ate too much pussy.
I mean, I realized I smoked my entire life because everyone my age did, but
Right.
that can't be what it was. It was from licking the man in the canoe.
That's right. I was getting the filling out of the tacos. That's what happened.
The ketchup.
Yeah, Christopher Reeve, 2004, passed away. Superman.
So he fell off a horse, right? That's how he became paralyzed. What year
Correct.
did he die? 04?
Yes.
Damn, dude. It's been almost 20 years.
He was currently in the Flash movie, too, by the way. So there's that.
He was a Superman,
He
right?
sure was.
Well, so was George Reeve, the TV
Yes.
Superman
Yes.
from my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm that old.
Scottie Pippen's 58 and still mad at the world. Still
Well,
mad
you know what?
at the world.
He's got pretty good reason to be mad at the world, right?
Yeah.
Isn't Jordan's kid dating his ex-wife?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'd be pissed too. If I was
One-upped
him.
him again.
Yeah, I'd be pissed too, man.
Wife left for the younger Jordan.
Not even the other Jordan, his offspring.
Right.
Yeah, No, he has good reason to be pissed. Well, that and he's ugly as all get out.
Well, I mean, it's in the eye of the beholder, right?
Horse face.
Yeah, you know.
Like if a dude had horse face, it'd be Scottie Pippen, right?
Well, I mean, okay, let's be honest. Scottie Pippen does look like you that maybe the vacuum effect that was used on that one movie. Actually, I'm talking about Evil Dead, where he's like getting sucked into the book or whatever. It looks like that just happened to him.
I think he looks like one of the people in that the AI commercials that we saw,
You know what?
or the Black Hole Sun video.
Moving on.
Black Hole Sun.
For Scottie Pippen comes after us.
Won't you come?
Gross. Catherine Zeta-Jones is 54.
Wife to Michael Douglas.
The
But she's only 50. Oh, yeah, we already talked about this.
the holder of the throat C?
Yeah, apparently they split up for a minute, and like 10 years ago, but they got back together.
Right.
So 25 years together, 23 years married. I think Michael Douglas can still get it up. Do you think she cares?
Not the way they describe their physical relationship. I think he's just like, yeah, here we go.
I mean, because he's 79.
Right.
She's 54.
Uh-huh.
So doing quick math,
Right. There's an adult between
that's
them.
25 years.
Yeah, there's an adult between them.
That's like me dating someone
He's 25 years old.
27. And I would.
I know, which is creepy as hell.
I'd also do that.
Chauncey Billups is 47.
Basketball.
T.I. is 43. Yes, rapper. Really good one, too, by the way.
T.I.?
T.I.
M.M.?
No, it's just T.I.
So if you had T.I. and Eminem,
Right.
you'd have Tim.
You know what? If you combine those two, though, they would be nothing. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they're nothing anyway.
No, they're. You're stupid.
I don't know who T.I. is. I've never heard of him.
You've probably seen him in movies.
Oh, so he's an actor.
He's also been in movies. So there you go.
Like Common, whatever his name is.
I wouldn't compare T.I. to Common. Common is a much better actor than T.I. Common is
Okay.
awesome.
Who's a better rapster?
Depends on who you like. If you like the
Different styles.
I'm just going to go fast, and then also you'll be able to make sense of it. Then, yeah, you'd probably go T.I.
Okay. Fair enough.
Donald Glover is 40 years old, and there's a talented individual.
Lando. Young
Yes.
Lando.
Yes, and that's going to be his movie, by the way.
I was about to say, so is it a movie or is it a series?
It's a movie.
Okay,
It
the
was-
Lando Calrissian movie.
It was going to be a series, now a movie.
Okay,
And
I'm in.
Get my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth. Will
Oh,
Smith
no.
is 55. And
he
still
ever
would be
done?
loved by the world if it wasn't for Jada.
What's he ever done?
A lot of good stuff, man. Used to be if Will Smith was in the movie, I was there.
See, and I was out. That's
Well,
why I've never seen Independence Day.
it's amazing. Men in Black, awesome.
I did enjoy Men in Black, but it was mainly because of Tommy Lee Jones.
Well, come on. Will Smith owned the scenes he was in. He owned them.
I did see I Am Legend.
Not bad.
That was bad.
No, not
It was
bad at all.
not a good movie.
Not bad at all. This confusing ending. Confusing as all hell.
It was very confusing.
Especially since they're going to somehow do an I Am Legend 2, which figure that out.
Wait, what? Alternate timeline, Colby.
Maybe.
It's a multiverse.
Multiverse is happening. So there you are. And finally, turning 72 years old today, Mark Hamill.
What?
Owner of first of all, Luke Skywalker, and also owner of the greatest Joker laugh to ever exist.
Yes, I've heard the laugh. I never watched the show, but I understand from you and several other people who worship that show that he's the greatest Joker ever.
Yes.
And it's not close.
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, I you know what? I believe you. And I will rank mine as the cinematic Jokers, the ones that I've seen. That's when I make my rankings. That's what I use. But I will never diss Mark Hamill. You know, and the reason why, because Mark Hamill knows who he is.
Right.
And he's sort of in I don't know, the last, 20 years or so, especially since the prequels came out, he just accepts that he's been typecast as Luke Skywalker. And he sort of makes fun of himself sometimes.
He does.
He was on an episode, it was hysterical, man. He was on an episode, I know you don't watch the show, Big Bang Theory.
All right.
Where his dog got out, and one of the Big Bang guys found his dog, returned it to him. You know, and of course it was the whole they didn't know who it was till he opened the door, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, by the end of the episode, Mark Hamill was performing a wedding as an ordained minister for two of the characters in Big Bang Theory, right? But he did it like as Luke Skywalker.
Right.
So he's on a sitcom making, so I get it, dude. I have all the respect in the world for Mark Hamill. Don't agree with his political things, but like you say, you got to separate.
Yep.
I'm trying to do that, Colby.
It's a smart thing to do.
Colby, celebrating Facebook birthdays today.
Wow.
Jim Thomas, one of my motorcycle brothers.
What's up, Jim?
Who's 52. Finally catching up with me, Jimbo. Colby, a dude that I go all the way back to 1994. One of the original members of the ticket subculture, as we called it back in the day, from Sports Radio 1310, The Ticket. John C. Caffey is his real name. I've known this man for, good God, forever, and it is his birthday today. So big shout out, big happy birthday to the great John C. Way back in the day, even before I was on the air there, dude, it was me, John C., Jeff the Irving guy, Robo fan, Matt the dentist, all of us in that Reiner called the ticket subculture way back in the day. And yeah, good times back then, man. I got to give a big special shout out to on this birthday day situation because Colby, September 24th, yesterday, the birthday of one Cheryl Hamilton, don't call me Cheryl with a C, Russum.
Okay.
As she turned 24. I don't know. I think so. But Colby, the biggest birthday of the day on September 24th, every year, the father of IndyCarTim, the man whose loins I squirted out of.
Gross.
52 years ago at some point, just squirted me all up inside my mama.
That's a horrible way to describe this.
In a humongous moment of passionate lovemaking, I just went, right, just like probably a couple of moans or grunts or something.
You're taking this too far already.
Accompanied, and I just went all up inside the mom, and then 9 months later, here I was, Colby, just for your pleasure.
You went too deep with that
Is
one.
that how you describe your birthday?
No.
Ever?
Mm-mm.
You should.
No.
That's the day you're actually born is when you were ejaculated.
No, you've got to actually there's some other tribulations.
Shouldn't we celebrate your day of ejaculation, not your birthday? Like, why don't we do that?
So you're going to make yourself 9 months older?
Yeah, the day I was ejaculated.
You've already said that way too much.
I'm trying to say the word ejaculated more.
Okay.
All right, we're going to get a petition going. Maybe we need another Twitter poll.
I don't think we do.
Would you rather celebrate your birthday or your ejaculate day?
I'm going to go with birthday, Tim.
All right.
Mainly because I don't want to be telling, the 4-year-old, by the way, today is your ejaculate day. They're like, what is that?
Dude, I guarantee you more kids would know about sex if we celebrated the ejaculate day.
I don't think we need to do that.
I'm going to trend that on X.
Okay. You're going to trend that.
I'm going to trend to that. We got some big birthdays coming up on Wednesday. We'll share all with you guys. But Colby, for my good, man, there's a lot of goods on here.
There is a lot of goods on here.
Dude. But I have to go good. So there's not any sports goods because that's usually trumps everything. Chauncey Billups is a dork. So then we have to go to we go to Hot Chicks, and we have 2 of those, but 3 good chicks. You know what, Colby? I'm gonna go with a dead good.
Okay.
I'm going with Barbara Walters as my good.
All right then.
Because I still would.
I mean, she's not with us anymore, but
And she can't turn me down.
okay, she can't accept you either.
Oh, they all accept me. My bad, Colby? Will Smith is my bad.
I mean,
He didn't start out that way. He's a product of his marriage.
right.
And you know what?
All right then.
At some point, you just got to know when to say when and when to call it a day. And he hadn't figured that out yet.
I think I know where the other one's going with you, just because of your descriptive nature.
Which means, Colby, my ugly,
Uh-huh.
as we discussed it at length during the segment. Scotty horse-faced black hole sun Pippen is my ugly.
I'm glad.
Is that where you thought I was going with
Nope.
it?
Yeah, pretty sure that was where you were going. Just the description. I forgot about the whole black hole sun thing. I was like, man,
Oh, you
I'm about to have to walk out this door.
black hole sun.
Yeah.
I think I was going with that.
Man, I don't know, but you start off with those words, and just my good is, well, it's Mark Hamill. I mean, Star
Okay.
Wars, DC. Oh,
Corvette Summer. You ever seen Corvette Summer?
have not.
Maybe his best acting work.
Beg to differ.
You haven't seen it. You don't know.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I would.
You should watch Corvette Summer.
Probably not.
Great.
My bad. I'm gonna go with Scottie Pippen as my bad,
Yes.
just because. Just because.
I knew I could.
And the ugly. Can't go Scotty, of course. So
Yeah, you can't double up.
Yeah, the ugly's probably, she's the one that's been dead the longest, so I'm going to go with Barbara Walters.
What? You mean she's ugly now, not when she died?
Actually, Christopher Reeve's been dead longer, so.
Well, he was kind of ugly when he started, though, right?
He was Superman. You can't be chiseled Superman without being, handsome.
Colby, an update before we go to break on our poll. Who would win in a fight between Darth Vader and Loki? Street rules. 60% for Darth Vader, 40% for Loki.
Yep.
We got 2 days left, so we'll follow up with this on Wednesday.
So coming up next, get prepared, hold on to your butts, and maybe, close all the escape hatches because we're not going to let you off of this thing. It's time to talk little Cowboys and why you should be worried and why you shouldn't be worried, and that's all coming up next on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show.
Hello, sports fans.
FanStream Sports.
Hey, you like golf? There's a good chance you do, because I said so. But what do you need playing golf? Well, you need clubs. Right? Clubs, you need balls. The thing that people don't usually think about is that golf bag. And that's what most people see when they look at your golf clubs. Like right off the bat. And if you've got a raggedy bag, it's not doing you any favors, bud. So get you a new bag. Go over to orca-golf.com. Orca-golf.com. Why are you going there? You're going there because you want a golf bag, but you want one that's kind of screams you. So you want to pick the colors.
papers for
Well,
the
you can use your own
30,
custom
60,
colors.
90.
Maybe you have a logo in mind. Maybe it's your
the merger.
logo. You're like Prince. You just have a symbol. That's the case. Dude, you can get your logo on there. Your name. Just get it done exactly like what you want it done by actual designers. Nothing goes out of their factory without the approval of the founder, Erica Bennett, who is just brilliant. We've seen some of her bags. We've got one of them actually in the studio. And you know what? Dude, it looks good. If you want other people to look at your golf setup and go, man, that just screams Frank. You want that? Then go over to orca-golf.com. Do yourself a favor and use the promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll say that again, DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. So do it today because Orca Golf is the best choice in the game.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about turf life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show right here on FanStream Sports, coming at you on a Monday.
What?
From the DSP Media Podcast Studios here in North Dallas. Having some fun talking about moms and ejaculation and...
You don't have to go back over that again.
I mean, not in the same sentence.
Okay.
But happy birthday to all those people who have at some point have been ejaculated out of another person. Right?
No.
I mean, we're just giving love.
That's what was happening?
Well, I wouldn't call it love. I mean, Colby, we've got a comment here from one of the peanut galleries. Not sure who it is. It just says Facebook user, but he calls these Cincinnati white uniforms the Cincinnati Zebras and said they're terrible.
I'm okay with them. I can understand why you would think that they were the Zebras.
I get it. I dig them, though. I kind of dig them. Not going to lie.
And, of course, I do have a friend that was, when he was picking his football team, decided to go with the Cincinnati Bengals because he thought the helmets were the coolest.
Man, I still miss the old Bengals helmets.
The one without the stripes?
Yeah, it was basically this. So their uniforms used to be exactly like the Cleveland Browns uniforms.
Right.
Same colors, same. Literally, you couldn't tell them apart except the Bengals orange helmets. I think 82 was when they put the stripes on the helmets.
Right.
All it said was block letters, Bengals, and black letters across the orange on the helmet. That was the only difference.
See, I
dig those, though.
I never watched a Bengals game before they had the stripes.
I did. I was alive.
So, let's just say
Ken Anderson playing quarterback, by the way. Oh, it is Ron G. That's our buddy, Ron G. Welcome to the show, Ron. Appreciate you tuning in.
By the way, I see what you're saying there. I will say I like those, but I always like the using the neutral colors situation.
Sure.
I think that's, if you're going to do an alternate, then neutral it up. I would love to see basically just a black and white Cowboys uniform every once in a while.
I would love to see like black jerseys and maybe a black star on the silver helmet.
Right.
Right? Like, I don't know that Jerry Jones, well, he should because he's all about merchandising. And if you do that, people now got to buy new hats, new jerseys.
Just for an alternate every once in a while, white helmet, black star, black stripes, just do that and be the Cowboys. I know it doesn't have Cowboys colors in it. That's not the point. The point is just to do that because I swear to God, if you had a white hat with just a black star in the middle of it and everybody knew that was Cowboys gear, and buying that.
Yeah, no, I'm in too. Speaking of Cowboys, Colby.
Oh, dear.
Anything and everything that could go wrong for the Cowboys yesterday out in the desert did go wrong.
Let me just go ahead and get into it.
Get it!
When we started hearing rumblings that offensive linemen weren't going to play, and it was going to be, you were going to have 3 offensive linemen that weren't going to play, and it was Tyron, it was Zach, and it was Tyler. All 3 weren't going to play. I started going, crap, I should have picked it differently with this game. There was other things that happened, though. I know. This is, everybody wants to immediately, of course, when you win, nobody gives Dak credit. When you lose, it's Dak's fault. I understand. I also understand what you're looking at with that because the quarterback is where you base all your wins and losses. Unless you don't like your current quarterback, then that's where you end up there. Not, you know what? I get you. I understand. What failed this team was your coaching staff. Your coaching staff failed this team and failed them miserably. Because you can't tell me that walking around the Star, they didn't start to notice that maybe this team maybe was feeling a little bit too much of themselves and wasn't going to give 100%. They probably should have noticed that. The other thing is that even with that, your defensive coordinator that everybody wants to anoint got out-coached out of the building with an offensive coordinator that none of us could really name, right?
You think this is the worst performance by DQ since he's been with the Cowboys?
Yes.
Yeah.
You were out of position. You couldn't handle a moving offensive line. It was tremendously dumb. And yes, it is. Now you've got a corner that's taken over for Trayvon Diggs. And is he talented? Yes, he is. Should you move over some help every once in a while to get him, let him have it until he, gets his feet under him at that position? Of course you should. That was idiotic. And then you have an offensive coordinator who is your head coach run this shell game out there. I understand. You've got 3 offensive linemen out. You're probably not sure exactly how well you can protect Dak. Zach.
Whatever.
It's so mad I can't even conjure up names. But you somehow switched this McCarthy offense, and we've seen this 3 games in a row now. This, Texas Coast, whatever you want to call it, should be called the Gulf Coast. We're going to do something.
Gross.
Dummies. But you run this offensive out there that's so not wanting to do anything risk. It's just risk adverse. And I think you're listening to little Schottenheimer that's over there, and you're running this offense that I hoped in the first game that we didn't see a lot of the offense because they were holding stuff back. And then the second game, didn't see a lot of it because you were holding stuff back. You needed something Sunday. You needed to start pulling rabbits out of heads, Jason Witten style. And there was nothing. And so your running backs that were doing okay because your offensive line, all they could do was run block. Because we told you at the beginning of this season that your offensive line, past your starting 5, was trash. And still didn't do anything about it. That's fine. But you sat 3 guys that I swear, if there was, an actual game that you wanted to win was played Sunday, those 3 guys were out there.
Yep.
You didn't want to win the game. You thought all you had to do as a team, as the whole team, all you had to do was go out there and grab your win out of the middle of the field and walk back. But the way you prepared for this game, the way you went into this game, so cocksure, and no try-hard out there whatsoever, you pissed off the other team. They were mad. Why were they mad? Because you treated them like stepchildren, and these are still grown men. They stood up. And they whipped your ass. Now, I can take this as lesson learned. By the way, go ahead and let Schottenheimer go. I know he's not calling plays, but this offense stinks of him. I was wary of at the beginning. I didn't say anything. Stinks of him. I know you're risk adverse because you don't trust Dak. Well, then get somebody in here that does trust Dak. And you had him. It was Kellen Moore. He's just not always in his offensive bag. That might be Dak's fault. Or it could be Kellen Moore's fault. I don't know. Go look and see what San Diego's doing. They started off hot and then, what's going on?
So, Colby, the Cowboys sort of have a dubious record against the Cardinals for whatever reason.
Right. This team was supposed to be different, Tim.
They're 1-7 against the Cardinals in their last 8 games. Ridiculous. The Cardinals are not good. What's funny, so Richie Witt brought out some interesting facts about the Cowboys losing to the Cardinals, and he went back to 2000. And the chaotic way in which they've lost to the Cardinals. Now, Sunday was not a chaotic loss.
No, it's just
that was an ass whooping, right? But listen to these. So in 2000, 32-31, Arizona wins on a touchdown pass with 1:54 remaining. In 2002, Cardinals win 9-6 with a field goal in overtime. In 2008, Cardinals win 30-24 on a game-winning touchdown in overtime on a blocked punt. In 2010, 27-26 Cardinals. Cowboys lose on a field goal in the game's final play. And in 2011, 19-13 Cardinals as they walk it off with a 52-yard screen pass for a touchdown in overtime. So, for whatever reason, the Cowboys have had issues with Arizona. When we all, if you're a longtime Cowboys fan, you'll remember this. It's not anything new, which is weird because in the 90s, when the Cowboys were dominating everybody, I believe they never lost in Arizona.
Right.
It was like a home game for the Cowboys at the old University of Phoenix Stadium or whatever that is over there.
It sounded like one until the crowd left because it was just an ass whipping. Sounded like a Cowboys home game.
And we talked about the Cowboys defense, Colby. Of course, they came into the game allowing only 10 points on the season while producing 10 sacks and 7 takeaways. However, in this game, the Cards had 2 20-plus runs on the opening series. They scored on their first 5 possessions, and they had 180 yards in the first half rushing.
Yep.
That's the most of any team this season. Not against Cowboys, against any team this season. I mean, you got no Trayvon Diggs. I get it. But you're playing Josh Dobbs, a backup quarterback.
Right.
I mean, a good backup quarterback. Clearly, he's got skills and tools.
Apparently.
I think he should be the starter, by the way, over Kyler Murray in Arizona.
I mean, he might be now.
The secondary got lit up. And by the way, talk about mistakes and the Cowboys shooting themselves in the foot early. Dude, you had 4 false starts in this game, 3 in the first half, and 2 on the same drive when you were in the red zone that took you out of field goal range.
Right. And I remember one of them was Terrence Steele.
Yeah.
It's not even your bass and ass that's out there.
Your so-called veteran Terrence Steele.
Right.
So when you start having penalties like that.
I was undisciplined. It was undisciplined.
Yeah.
That's
when you look at coaching.
Yeah, and that's what I'm telling
exactly.
you right now. It was at the beginning of my rant. You got out-coached in every way, shape, or form. It's like your coaches weren't prepared. Your players weren't prepared. Nobody that wore a Cowboys hat, helmet, and or just T-shirt was prepared for this game. Everybody that's on that sidelines, there's a coaching film shouldn't happen without the coaches going, yeah, my bad too, guys. My bad too. This is where I was wrong. Now, this is a week that a couple of days we're going to all be pissed. I tell you what, you go in and you play the Patriots and you look like this S again, nobody's going to care about the 49ers game because we know you're going to get your ass kicked. I know the Cowboys are focused on it. They've been talking about this game to the press since after the Jets game.
Right.
It's immediately just talking about the 49ers, skipping over the Cardinals and the Patriots. If you don't just rip a new one with an unmobile Matt Jones and Bill Belichick that can't do a whole lot now, I think maybe we'll find out. We'll find out. I love Mickey. I love when the Mickey motor starts. But I almost got myself. If you don't do so, if you don't
Squirrel.
yeah. if you don't whip the Patriots' ass like you should, and you end up somehow just squeaking this one out, or, hey, losing this one, nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to care about the 49ers game. We're all going to be panicked, and the 49ers game's going to happen, and we won't care what you do.
So, Colby, I agree with that, by the way. But I don't think you need a blowout win. I just think you need a win against the Patriots at this point. I don't care if it's a 12-10 win. I don't even care. You need a win right now. In one game, I feel like this team's lost all confidence. And I feel like the coaching staff has lost confidence. I mean, and they should.
Right.
Let me give you a positive note here. And you know what? Yes, I blame the coaches for a lot of this. But I also put a lot of blame, and not to be overly critical, not to be your cliche guy. I put a lot of this on Dak. Dak made a lot of mistakes. Dak, he went back to the decision-making Dak that loses games for you. Again, I'm not putting all of this on Dak. Dak did not have a great game.
No, he didn't. I understand, and the main thing you're wanting to point out is the throw into triple coverage. What the hell are you doing? And I know what he was trying to do. He's trying to make a play. He's trying to score. Right.
I get it. And you'll agree, it was a terrible decision.
It was.
That might have been the only option he saw. It might have been the only option available.
Right.
But you don't throw the interception.
No, you don't. You don't throw it into trips, even though, for most of Dak's career, he has been a small window thrower. Mm-hmm. That's what he's good at. So maybe he thought, well, this is the thing that'll break it open if I can connect this. It was a bad decision. It's a bad decision on him. It's also I need to go back. I don't even want to watch the All-22.
It's not pretty.
I haven't. But I do want to watch that play in particular because I think that was a third down play.
It was second down.
Was it second?
He had another down coming up.
Okay. Then never mind.
That's when you throw the ball away.
You toss it into the stands. He did not.
Let me give you some fun facts on Dak, though, Colby. This is his 100th career start.
Yes. I do
So,
know, 'cause you said it.
Despite the way he played and the way the Cowboys played, he is still the only quarterback in NFL history with 150 touchdown passes and 25 or more rushing touchdowns in the history of the league in 100 starts, in his first 100 starts. So that's what's maddening about Dak to me. He's so good, but he's so bad sometimes.
You know what?
Is that coaching?
I usually don't say that's coaching. I say that's decision making. I say some of that's just erg. It's just
right.
I can't explain it. And you were thinking with this offense that it would be a solving of that a little bit, but I think here's what I think. I think there's been an overreaction with Dak and his interceptions last year and the whole Kellen Moore thing and wanting to prove that you need to be risk adverse with this defense and all of this stuff. As you've toned everything down and you've watered everything down. By the way, if you're having trouble getting out there, you need all your lightning bugs out there. And I didn't see Deuce out there one time. What the fuck are you doing?
Deuce had 0 carries. Malik Davis had 0 carries.
Malik, I don't care about. He can stay, but you're squeezing Turpin out there a little bit.
By the way, Turpentine had a humongous return.
That got called back.
Called back for a 61-yard penalty in the third quarter that could have potentially turned the game around. So the hold didn't even affect the play. It wasn't even near Turpentine.
No, it's.
More. By the way, Cowboys 13 penalties for 107 yards on the day, I think was your total.
Yeah. So now I will admit some of that just felt like, oh my God, the officials are against us now because they see the tide turning.
Maybe.
I mean, when it's flowing for one team, the home team, and all that, you start to see, well, you're already screwed up a couple times. Now
they start looking for it.
Yeah, there were some phantom things going on, but that's going to happen when you go into somebody's place and then you start S-ing yourself in the middle of the whole field. That's going to happen. So, Cowboys, get it straight. I thought maybe for one reason that, Micah and the boys, that they just don't never turn it off. We'll come to find out, yeah, I guess they can turn it off and then not figure out how to turn it on in time. Don't do this again. Let this be the learning experience, and Well, I'll call all the coaches great if they just we just left them out to dry to get that over with. We'll just go, 16-1 the rest of the season. You do that? Cool. Fine.
We'll see.
We got a list we're trying to segue to.
It's list time, Colby.
All right, then. We'll go fun.
Do I have music for a list?
I don't know. You're the one pushing buttons.
It's time for list, Colby. Colby, I would like to present to you via ranker.com,
Hate it.
as we often do, the best Sylvester Stallone movies ranked,
Wow. All right.
according to the rankers.
Let me just say, if Cobra isn't in the top 10, I'm going to be mad.
Cobra! Oh, that's a different Cobra.
Yes.
Colby, we'll start at number 20, because that's all I really care about.
Okay.
And I have not seen this. I've only seen the first one of this franchise. But at number 20 from 2012, directed by Simon West, Sylvester Stallone as Barney Ross. It's Expendables 2.
Anytime an Expendables movie comes out or is available for me to watch, I'm in. So many action stars just doing action things and then trying to out-pun each other.
Yeah.
I'm in.
And
I know what I'm getting into.
And all I can think about is how much fun they probably had filming every scene.
Oh, yeah.
Just jerking around with each other and jerking each other off and making pictures of their moms and...
How can we get Stone Cold in here? I don't know. Just tell him to come on. We'll make him a bad guy.
Make him a bad guy. Colby at number 19 from 1987. Sylvester Stallone as Lincoln Hawk in Over the Top.
Everybody, after seeing that movie, wanted to arm wrestle and wanted to go
It was so bad.
over the top.
You can break that dude's arm or something.
Right.
Yeah. Jesus. I think I saw it at the theater. That's the last time I saw it. But it's arm wrestling.
It is. But you got into it because, arm wrestling stuff. And then go over the top, Daddy.
Jesus. Typical late 80s, right?
Yes.
Colby at number 18 from 2010.
The original.
Stallone as Barney Ross in the original, the one I've seen, The Expendables 1.
So good. So bad, but so good.
Right? Because you know what it is. Like you said, you know what to expect going into it.
Everything you want.
And it is what it is.
It is.
Number 17, Colby, from 2013. Escape Plan. Had Jim Caviezel and Arnold in it.
Yes.
Had Jesus and the Terminator.
It did. And yes, I've seen it.
I've seen it
yes, it's good.
It is good.
Especially Arnold just coming in and just removing the chain gun and just being
My
like,
God.
yeah, here we go. Nobody can really do that, but
No.
it's cool. He did it. It's awesome.
It's a movie, Colby. They can do whatever the hell they want. How about at number 16, Colby, from 1988? I think it's the last one of this franchise I saw in the theater. Stallone is John J. Rambo. It is Rambo 3 Electric Boogaloo.
It's him versus the Ruskies.
It is. Because it's 1988.
Yes. You got to go up against the Ruskies.
Wait, when did Rocky 3 come out? Wasn't that the Ruskies one? With Dolph Lundgren, was it? Or was that 4?
I think that's 4.
It probably came out at the same time, right? He
He
had a thing for fighting the Russians in the late 80s.
I mean, because it was America versus the Russians, man.
It was. Reagan loved all of this stuff. Should have worn my Reagan Bush 84 shirt.
Still remember him dropping that guy and down into the ice caves and exploding him.
You just can't get away with that in movies these days. It looks too fake.
Looked fake back then when
Colby,
you didn't care.
from 1989, Stallone as Frank Leon. It's Locked Up.
Lock up.
What'd I say?
You said locked up.
That's the same thing.
No, it's not. The movie title is Lock Up.
That's what I said, Locked Up.
No, that's what you do when you can't think of the word that's coming out of your mouth.
You know, I should have been Locked Up right there.
Yeah.
You're right, it's called Lock Up. I saw it. It's on the theater.
And?
Meh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed. I don't think I've ever seen it. And it had Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
And it had the dude from Good Times, the dad, John Amos, the dude from Good Times, and the dude from Coming to America that you probably never seen.
McDougal's.
McDougal's.
Yes, McDougal's.
not copying McDonald's. It's McDougal's.
That's right. It's Scottish.
No, I was not impressed with the Lock Up. I was trying to rename it so it'd be better. Colby, how about at number 14 from 1997, Stallone as Sheriff Freddie Heflin in Copland.
Another one that doesn't rank with me because that was just we tried to get serious for a little bit in that one.
Dude, you had Ray Liotta, Michael Rappaport, and Harvey Keitel.
How can you go wrong?
How could this not be great?
Should have been the next greatest Boston thriller.
Should have been terrible. Copland was not great. Colby from 2015, as he portrays Robert Rocky Balboa once again, it is Creed.
The Creed series.
Have you seen any of these?
Yes. And are they
I can't
good?
imagine they're good.
They are great.
What?
They are great. If you're a Rocky fan, these are
But they're not
great.
about Rocky.
No, they're about Creed's kid. And him
Creed.
him helping Creed's kid.
And
Chase.
I think Michael B. Jordan, I guess, is kind of taking over the franchise now, right? Like
Pretty much.
Whatever the new one is that's coming out, I think he's behind the whole thing. I don't know that Stallone's involved. Probably other than like an executive producer or something.
Well, more, yeah. But, yeah, Michael B. Jordan is amazing in just about anything he's in anyway.
Just not a fan.
You should be. You should be. Because he is really good at what he does. And the fight scenes.
He's no Carl Weathers.
But it's a Rocky movie, so they're actually
right.
hitting each other for the most part. So, yeah. No, it's good.
Colby, your favorite Stallone movie at number 12. From 1989, Stallone as Lieutenant Raymond Ray Tango.
Yes.
It's Tango and Cash.
Why is your gun bigger than mine? Genetics.
Dude, freaking Terry Hatcher was so hot in that movie. That
Everything
might have been the
was-
last time she was hot.
Everything was great in that movie. The great cop buddy movie.
It was.
They were mismatched.
I can't believe you like that. It's a comedy.
It was action-packed.
It was an
dude.
action comedy. I know, but it was funny. You don't like funny things.
I like action movies, so you can be action funny.
And it can be funny?
Yeah.
All right. Colby, number 11 from 1986 as Stallone stars as Lieutenant Marion Cobra Cobretti. It is Cobra. By the way, Bridget Nielsen, weren't they married by then, I think?
You're the disease, and I'm the cure.
One of the greatest Stallone lines ever.
He killed so many people in this movie that nobody cares about, that he killed them. So great.
At number 11, though, it's not in your top 10. Like you said.
That sucks.
Look, I'll tell you right now what my favorite Sylvester Stallone movie is, and I guarantee you half of the people on the planet has not seen it. It's Oscar.
Yeah, I ain't seen that.
It's comedy.
I ain't seen it.
And it was at the time that he did it, it was so out of character for him because it was almost like a slapstick comedy.
Did he throw Mama from the train in this one?
Oh, my God. Don't shoot. Stop or my mom will shoot.
That's right.
Remember that one?
I remember seeing the title. I don't remember seeing it because I didn't.
I did. I think I saw it in the theater, Colby. Number 10, as we're in the top 10. From 2006, the one in the long-running franchise, Colby, it's Rocky Balboa. So this is where he's already old, but I didn't see it. But, like, from what I understand, like, ESPN does like a computer simulation of him fighting somebody.
Right.
So he, like, comes out of retirement to do it for real or something? That was the premise?
That's pretty much the premise, yeah.
Okay. All right. That's all I know about it. Was it, I mean, as far as the franchise goes, it fits?
Decent. It's good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'd have to see that one. Number 9.
I liked Creed better than that one, though.
Did you?
So, yeah. Just,
Did that come out? That didn't come out after Creed. That was before Creed, right?
that was before Creed.
Probably launched the whole Creed thing because now people are have a renewed interest in Rocky, and
Right.
they probably, oh, wait, what happened to Apollo's kid? Colby at number 9 from 1993, as you have Stallone as Sergeant John Spartan, opposite Wesley Snipes and Sandra Bullock in a Stallone movie. It is Demolition Man.
Everything is Taco Bell.
Think they were a sponsor of the movie.
You know what? At number 9,
Not bad?
No, that number 9's really low. This was one of your all-time, like, if it comes on today, like right now, if it were to come on any of these TVs, it's not being changed.
No, I'd watch it with you. I might even take my pants off.
I would leave. No, Demolition. I can think of other movies that go ahead of Demolition, but not a whole lot, bud.
Right.
Not a whole lot.
Colby at number 8 on our list of the greatest Sylvester Stallone movies of all time. I don't know if this is one of them. Also from 1993, as Stallone plays Gabriel Gabe Walker in Cliffhanger.
Demolition Man needs to be higher than Cliffhanger.
I agree 100%.
Especially when he couldn't help that raccoon up. Never mind, that was Ace Ventura.
What the hell?
In Ace Ventura, when nature calls, they find him, and he's like
Yeah.
trying to help. Yeah, and he loses the raccoon, and it emotionally scars him.
Yeah.
It's a cliffhanger scene.
Forgot John Lithgow was in Cliffhanger and Michael Rooker.
Yes.
Colby, number 7. Might be kind of high here on the list. 1985. Once again, Stallone as John J. Rambo. It is Rambo First Blood Part 2.
For me, I would put it ahead of Demolition Man, but probably shouldn't be ahead of Demolition Man. Just because of, that was actually, I didn't see the first Rambo because obviously my age.
Oh, before you saw that one?
I saw that one.
Okay.
And
all
I
right.
was like, okay, this is amazing.
And then you went back and watched the first
Then I
one
went
later?
back and watched the
Like, how
first
much
one.
later? Did you have to rent it or something? Or
I
did you wait
think
till you were 40 and it was streaming?
I think I watched the third one and then was like, okay, I didn't not that was cool, but it was not as good as the second one. And then
Right.
somebody said none of them was the first one, and I was like, what? I thought First Blood was the what?
Right.
Because it was just called First Blood back in the day.
Yeah, it wasn't called
Part Two.
Rambo First Blood, yeah.
Right. So there was a Firster Blood, and
Firster Blood.
and so I went and saw it, and I was like, wow, this is totally different, but it's really good.
Colby at number 6, before we get into the top 5, from 1982, Stallone once again as Robert Rocky Balboa. I don't know that I knew his name was Robert. I don't know that I ever knew he had a name.
You know what? They probably mentioned it somewhere in the line, but no. This is Mr. T, right?
This is Rocky 3 with Mr. T. By the way, back in the day, Talia Shire, dude, I was in on Talia Shire.
Talia Shire.
Adrian.
I
was in on Talia Shire back in the day. Like 10-year-old Tim pants were going crazy.
You know what? Never really saw her because every time they showed her, I was always thinking olive oil.
She wasn't olive oil.
Huh? I know she wasn't, but she kind of reminded me of the person that played olive oil.
Shelley Duvall.
Yeah, she reminded me of Shelley Duvall.
Gross. All right, we saw her in two very different lights.
Yeah.
Colby, top 5. At number 5, from 2008.
Ooh.
I really liked this one, too, for what it was in this franchise. It is Rambo. No, it's not the first one. That was called First Blood.
Right.
This was, I don't know, the 4th one or 5th one in the franchise.
That was
2008.
That's the one where he's the boat captain?
Yeah.
Or something? Yeah, no, that was really good. That was really good.
Because he wasn't 70 yet, you know? He was only like in his, I think, 50s.
Well, this was the last Rambo. He had like the long hair and
Yep.
looked like Rambo.
Yeah, the long hair and the bandana.
Yeah, the last Rambo that they did, he was like, I can't even be bothered to grow out my hair.
Or wear a wig during
Yeah, or
filming.
do anything like that.
Colby, that's 5 at 4. From 1979, again to the Rocky franchise, it is Rocky 2.
That's the one where he actually finally won.
He finally beat Apollo Creed.
Yeah, no, it's a good one.
Rocky 2 might be my favorite Rocky movie.
It's 4. It will always be 4.
And, you know, I get that. Everybody likes 4 because he beats the Russian because you're racist. But I get it.
Against
Everyone's racist against Russians.
the European white people.
Yeah.
Okay.
You hate European white people.
All right, then.
Except for Tatiana.
Yeah, I was about to
She's
say.
a European white people.
Everyone in that band is. a
Colby
European.
at number 3, starring Sylvester Stallone, Talia Shire, and Burt Young from 1985, Rocky 4. Taking it to the Cold War, you gotta, especially dude in 1985. I know you were still pretty young, right? So I was just going into high school. Dude, I tell my kids all the time, the Cold War was a thing.
It was.
You would have thought we were at real war the way people talked about Russia and communism and the way Reagan was talking about Gorbachev and all of this stuff. Dude, it was just like we were at war. You watch the news, you think you were at war.
Right.
It was nuts, man.
And the first real montage that I had to watch over and over again was the workout montage.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Where you got the Russian guy and Drago, and he's working out, but he's like doing steroids and he's got the machines, and then you've got Rocky out in the snow like tugging stuff and what, not tugging that.
Tugging stuff.
And you got the music in the background. It's like, heart on fire, strong desire. And you're like, oh, my God, this is great.
It had bad music, though, for sure.
It wasn't bad music back then.
No, it wasn't. It was all tugged at your patriotic heartstrings. America! Everybody came out of that movie. America!
Yeah, we were all tugging everything.
We were to America. Colby at number 2. From 1982. God, he made all the movies in 1982. The first one in the franchise.
The Firster Blood.
The Firster Blood from 1982. It's my favorite, it's probably my favorite Rambo movie, I think.
Yeah, we've already gone over what's mine.
Yeah.
That was really, really, really good. It should have been, but I didn't see it first.
Which, of course, takes us to number 1. There's only one left because you had the first Rambo at number 2, which means at number 1.
First Rocky.
It is the first Rocky from 1976.
And it was, it's really, really, really good, but you're like, I got all the way to the end of this movie and he lost.
Yeah.
He didn't. He just almost won.
But I think that's what endeared a lot of people to the movie.
It was, but
that movie couldn't be made. Crap. They just get a safety.
Yeah, the Eagles are winning this safely.
God dang it. 22-3 now. 3:40 left in the third. And in the other Monday night game, you got the Rams leading the Bengals 6-3 with 3:38 left in the third.
They're playing baseball.
Rangers baseball.
Has anybody seen my baseball?
First place Texas Rangers.
Damn right.
Have you seen my baseball?
2.5 games up. We should really talk baseball.
Let's do it next segment. So after the break, because that's this segment, obviously. After the break, Colby, let's screw college football because there's nothing I want to talk about in college football.
Okay.
So let's talk a little more Cowboys because I don't feel like I'm done talking Cowboys.
All right.
And then let's talk a little Texas Rangers.
Oh, man, good.
Because they are full. A week ago, we were like, we're done. What the hell?
Yeah, but it's okay because we weren't supposed to do anything this season.
No, but dude.
Oh, man.
Let's save it for the other side.
We're still doing things. All right, that's coming up next, plus news and notes. Here's a break where let's talk about golf stuff.
It's coming. Wait for it.
Blah,
for it.
Blah, 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 blah.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hello, golf friends. It's IndyCarTim from the Rough. I want to take just a minute here and tell you about our new friends over at Orca Golf. They make high-quality PGA Tour-grade golf bags, and they're the best in the business. They're the real deal. They're the best bags I've ever seen. They even designed a bag for the Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus. Head over to orca-golf.com and pick up a great bag from their catalog, or let them customize one just for you. You can use your own custom colors, your own logo, you name it. You work with actual designers, and nothing goes out without the approval of founder Erica Bennett. She's just brilliant. Visit orca-golf.com, that's orca-golf.com, and use our promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. Do it today. Orca Golf, best choice in-game.
Guys, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center. Are you experiencing low sex drive, fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, and you just don't feel like you have the vitality you once had? You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well. Do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability. Not a one-size-fits-all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
What is up? This is the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show right here on FanStream Sports.
You made it.
Colby, I'm out of breath. I ran for the first time in several years.
So,
Just now.
The run MP?
Yeah, I'm not used to running.
Right.
I don't run well anymore. I have no connective tissue in one of my knees.
Right.
Or in my brain, really.
Uh-huh.
Woo! That was fun. I got a rush, man.
Woo!
I'm ready to run through a wall.
You wouldn't make it.
Or drink some more vodka, one or the other.
You know.
We are the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show. FanStreamSports.com, that FanStream Sports mobile app for iOS and Android. You can get us on the go whenever you want. If you're part of the show here or you want to be part of the show, check out the FanStream Sports text line, 214-937-0569. We would love to hear from you. Or if you're watching live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch, just, hey, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you.
Yep, and when he says iOS, he means that iPhone that's in your hand. And when he says Android, he means anything that can get Google Play.
Sure.
So there you go.
I feel like people know that, right? Do they not?
I mean, I don't know. Have you seen the internet and some of the questions people ask?
Yeah, we covered that, a week ago?
Right.
The dumbest questions asked on Quora.
I mean, there's some people out there that's super smart.
I feel like there's not very many, though.
And there's some people out there that's really dumb. And you know what? We want to be all of your friends. So we need to make sure and tell the dumb people how to get there, too. And if you already knew, then, of course, you're counted in the smart people right now. So
it is what it is, and they are what they are.
That's right.
Colby, let's get back to some Cowboys talk here briefly.
Gross. I think I was done with that, but you said you weren't.
Were you, though?
I got all worked up, and I probably took most of the segment away from you, but you had some things, I guess.
No, it's okay. I feel like I feel like we talked about the concerns and things that we saw and how that's going to affect the team heading into this week.
It better be galvanizing. It better be galvanizing. It better glue butts to seats and ready the willpower and push the button and make the monkey go.
So that's kind of where I was going. If because I said before, because you brought it up, they need to win and win big. But I said, man, I just feel like they just need a win. Like if they won 12-10, I'd be okay with that. But I feel like a lot of people think you need a bounce back for both your offense and your defense. You need to put up 40 against New England.
Right.
You need to hold them to 10.
Right.
And have the defense show back up. But, what's the reality is I don't know that that's who this team is. And we talked about it. Don't get too high after 2 weeks when you played. Well, we didn't know they were two really crappy teams, but the Jets' defense isn't good. They're not what they were last year. The Cowboys rolled them, and that's great. But you can't get too high over we gave it a 2-game span, right? So, hey, this is not an outlier. It's been 2 games, and they did it.
Right.
Well, now take this 3rd game into account. We knew they weren't going to be that good for the whole year. Well, I did. You said you thought they would be.
I mean, of course, I thought this team was different. Now,
it's not different, Colby. They're still the Cowboys.
Okay. All right. I thought this team was different as far as that they weren't going to fall into the trap game. I thought that because of your leaders, you weren't going to have this happen. Look, I was wrong. But the reason why I was thinking is because I kept looking at players that I didn't think their motor stopped. I thought they were all hungry. Like Jaron Kearse. When you
had a bad game.
Yes, when you talk about players that show up and show out every single game and are supposed to be leaders of this locker room, Kearse is one of them, and he had a horrible game. Micah Parsons didn't look like the man beast because what? You remember him talking to the press? It's like, hey, just run at me. I'll take care of it. They did. And you know what, Micah? It worked. It effing worked. See, you're getting me worked up again. And
okay.
this was that all of that crap that I don't know if it was positioning or what, but I go back to the apparent Jesus of defense and Dan Quinn and go, what was that, dude? What was it? And that's all I got.
Yeah.
That's all I got. What the hell was that? Offensively, look, we've been seeing troubles in the red zone, and we're just like, meh, But you know what? We can do that. You know who can't do that? Your effing coaches can't do that. Look, we can be like that because we're fans. We can expect you to go out there and whip everybody's ass 80-0 and be befuddled when it doesn't happen. That's what we do. What you do as coaches is make sure that S like that happened on Sunday doesn't happen. And you know what you didn't do? That. Get your shit right.
So you and I talked about, them not showing their whole offense in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Are we sure about that now?
So, again, I don't want to steal Richie Witt's fine work. But so he noticed something that I didn't notice that he wrote over there at CowboysSI.com. He says, remember back in the preseason finale when everyone thought it was so cute and clever that Dak had a headset and was calling offensive plays for Will Greer. He said, which, of course, we all remember that, and it was a great game, right? We thought, man, Dak called a great game.
Right.
If he was really doing that, I don't know. I still have questions. But he says, well, some of us were alarmed that Prescott and the Cowboys were tipping their hand at their preferred plays. I didn't think about that at all. It's Dak calling plays, right?
Right.
That's all I thought. Well, Richie brought out 3 times inside the 10-yard line in that game, Prescott called for a waggle with the quarterback faking a handoff left and then rolling right. And he comments, and he linked to it what he wrote about the giveaway that Dak was giving. He said what happened on Sunday on Dallas's first possession on the second drive, or the second half at Arizona's 8-yard line. Sure enough, Prescott ran essentially the same exact play and even yelled waggle to start the play. As an audible, it resulted in tight coverage and an incompletion that forced a field goal. I don't know how he remembers that, but Richie's got a weird brain.
Everybody else that's not Richie, it's just go down the hallway and it's 3 doors to the left or something.
The line forms to the left, right?
Line forms to the left.
So, again, Dak was calling plays, but was he?
Yes, he was.
But do you think that McCarthy just gave him, in Schottenheimer, whatever, however you think he's involved in all of this, said, look, here's your 12 plays, and gave him the chart? Was he holding? He wasn't even holding a chart, was he?
He had stuff.
Did he have a clipboard or a play call sheet?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, if they're just going to give him 12 plays, here's your situation, and here's 4 plays to pick from in that situation. So if Dak was giving away preferred plays, I feel like that's on McCarthy for giving him access to those preferred plays in the preseason.
See, I don't –
because Dak doesn't know.
Yeah, okay. Here's my takeaway from that was that it seemed like with talent on talent being about the same because you had backups versus backups and what have you, that the offense that was run by Dak was run actually to perfection. Mm-hmm. It was, running out, running away, doing whatever, taking what was given, that kind of stuff, right? And maybe, just maybe, it's time to, I thought, because we've heard from everybody, CD and everyone else, there's like, Dak's got full control of this thing.
Right.
I don't think he does. I think it's you do what, unless you see something that's just glaring, you go with the play. And maybe that's wrong because I don't remember him just switching the board up very much. Mm-mm. It's go with what's there. And I think it's because of the game plan implemented, and I'll get back to my rant just one quick second, of being risk adverse. And it's the knee-jerk reaction to Dak last year of, okay, we're not going to do any of that this year. Instead of being like, you know what, we're going to do some of that, but not as much as we were doing in order to even this thing out. And it's being balanced with your risk adverseness, and we are seeing a non-balance, and that's really why the opposite of the steamroll happened. Your defense was getting rolled. And your offense now, you have to lean on your offense, and it's not there. One, because you sat 3 offensive linemen that I'm not going. I can tell you this: at least one of them, Zach Martin and probably Biotish too, they probably had to basically threaten them with something in order for them not to be out there. Tyron, I'm actually cool with resting as much as you can. As soon as you see a small flare up of anything, yes, Tyron, go ahead and go over there and sit down.
So I didn't know. Did he start and then come out? Because he was suited up like he was playing.
He thought he was playing.
And they at the last minute held him out.
Yeah, they're like, no, you're not. I think Tyron was trying to force his way on the field, and they're like, okay. No, you're not, bud.
Yeah, you need to definitely save him.
I bet the other guys, they hid their pads.
Their helmets, yeah.
Yeah, I said, no, you ain't doing it. So, yeah, no, that was.
So we can use that as an excuse for the poor performance by the offense.
Right.
None of that affects what happens on defense.
No, you got run. You got out-coached. That no matter which way you turn your hat to be awesome with your defense, that didn't help. We needed prime DQ, and we didn't get it. So,
in the rare situation where we don't blame the coach, we blame the players for not executing. Like, I don't know how to do that from a defensive coordinator standpoint, because a lot of times you can't blame a coach for a poor performance. He's calling the right plays,
right? But
your quarterback throws 4 interceptions, or your whatever. I just don't feel that with this, right? Like, no, I feel like it was game plan.
It feels like it was out of placement. Again, the Arizona running the basically mobile offensive line and throwing them at, which the Cowboys see this because the Cowboys do this. With someone is like, you know what, we're going to double through. And there was all of that, and you couldn't handle that. You don't think, by the way, this is what San Francisco does. Can I get
same
loud?
Thing?
They do this. They run their offensive lineman down your throat, and behind it, there's the guy with the ball. And we're supposed to be geared up for this man. I was wanting a happy segment about the Rangers, and I'm all high voice yelling.
By the way, I didn't mention before in the first Cowboys segment, 5 trips to the red zone, Colby. 6 total points.
Yes.
That's either play calling or it's execution from the players. Lack of.
I
don't know who to blame.
I'm laying at the feet of play calling right now.
Okay.
Because I feel like, well, we don't have the crutch of Zeke to lay on anymore.
Right.
Just pound Zeke, which, by the way, they didn't do enough when they had Zeke.
Mm-mm.
And we're like, hey, but, are you missing that guy at the goal line? And they're like, no, we're not. How about some backup offensive linemen? Because these guys are trash. Are you missing any of that? No, we're not. Yes, you are.
Missing somebody. Colby, let's get into Rangers talk. I need to bring you off the cliff.
Hand it to Micah. Just hand it to Micah.
Let Micah run the ball. Right?
Go see what Larry Allen's doing. Hand it to him.
Don't you have Ludke? Don't you have a fullback?
Oh, we can't. No, we can't do that. That'd be. No.
Let's do the old. Remember in the '90s, the old when Emmett and DJ, when Moose would line up together on the goal. It was always either a goal line or a short yardage situation.
Well, Moose ain't walking through that door, Tim.
And then we got Ludke.
Yeah, Moose.
Lipke, whatever his name is.
He's not Moose.
So, no, dude, remember that play, dude? This was one of my favorite plays the Cowboys ever ran back then.
Was the fullback in the flat that gained 2 yards?
No.
Okay.
It was the fake to Emmett and then the misdirection to Moose.
Right.
Emmett would come this way and Troy would fake it to Emmett and then he'd hand it off over here to Moose going the other way. And, dude, it was like every time it was 3 or 4 yards, especially on the goal line or for a 3rd and 1.
Right. You know why,
that
right?
Middle of misdirection.
Because if you give it to Emmett would get it, and that the defense had to respect Emmett.
Yeah, that's why they went after Emmett. But you know what? Back then, even though the opposing team knew what the Cowboys were going to call, they couldn't stop it.
Let me tell you, Tim.
Can't do that anymore.
Rathman is not walking through that door.
All right. Nobody liked John Rathman.
I almost called him Tim Rathman just to throw you off.
John Rathman, the greatest Tecmo Bowl, one of the greater Tecmo Bowl players, by the way. Colby, let's talk some Rangers because a week ago, we were pretty down. We were pretty, almost, me personally, I was a little bit give up. I didn't want to be, but I was like, all right, it's happening. It's fine. I'll accept it. But here we are a week later.
You know what? And this is your baseball team knows its warts. And Boach has known the warts all season. He's tried to tell us what the warts were. Mm-hmm. And he knows what they are. And he's like, you know what? F it. I know what we got. And he was waiting. He's been sitting back waiting on that offense to get hot. That's what he's been doing because that's really what he's got. And, buddy, by the way, Montgomery coming through with that effing shutout. But the other 2 games, it's been MASH City. It's been do all the time. By the way, that was the MASH theme.
It had words to it.
Right, I know, but it was all about suicide and stuff.
Suicide is painless, Bubba.
Yeah, but this team is mashing, and you know what? We said this before, but Evan Carter is a freaking stud.
Well, and I feel like a lot of this surge from the Rangers started when Young came back.
It did.
So the Rangers,
your youth. You got some of those guys out of the lineup because you were depending on some guys in your lineup to mash the baseball. That's not what they do.
Right. No, but so the Rangers now winners of 5 in a row, including a sweep of the Mariners, who you're battling with. I mean, the sweep could not have come at a better time, right?
No, and then the Royals mashed the Astros,
Dude,
and you just
did.
Start walking up the leaderboards. The magic number, Tim. There's a magic number. The magic number, Tim, is 5.
And it's for both teams.
It is for both teams. But who are playing each other.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know what a magic number is, because they don't really talk about it, it's not really a mainstream thing anymore. That is any combination of Rangers wins or the other team's losses wins you the division. So it's 5. So any combination of Rangers wins or Astros losses or Mariners losses wins you the division. Because it's funny, the Rangers have won 5 in a row. They've only won 6 out of the last 10, right? So that's not like a crazy, they're on a tear. But the Houston Astros have lost 3 of the won only 3 of the last 10.
Yep.
Seattle's won only 4 of their last 10, and both Houston and Seattle are on 3-game losing streaks. So that's why the Rangers have made all of this ground. I feel like they've made up like 5 games in a week.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
And it helped that the Astros were getting their asses whooped by Kansas City, and the Rangers just swept the Mariners.
Man, how good does that Adolis? I mean, the trade with the Royals look right now. Reagans goes out there and wins for you.
Yeah, you didn't know it was going to help you that way.
No, but it did.
But it did.
Effing did.
That's who you gave him and somebody else for Montgomery, right?
No, it was oh my
or
God.
not Montgomery. Jesus. I should have brought it up because now I can't remember.
Oh, it starts with an A. I swear to God. And he's a 106-mile-an-hour fastball throwing closer that we don't use as a closer because he's not really as good as he used to be.
We got Leclerc instead, apparently.
Hey, fist pump Leclerc. He only gave up that one thing that one time during that game. Oh, my God. This is killing me. Somebody please text in or comment in because I swear to God, my brain won't hand me any other name but Adolis Garcia. And I know he doesn't pitch. I know he –
Aroldis Chapman.
There it is. Aroldis Chapman. See, Adolis, Aroldis.
Because that's who Tampa Bay was trying to get to save their season.
Right.
And the Rangers swooped in and literally gave up Cole Reagans and Ronnie Cabrera.
And then Cole Reagans goes up there and says, yeah, you know what, Astros? F you.
I'm going to help my old team out here just a little bit.
Amazing.
Because they're still probably paying part of his salary. So Houston is in the wild card. I'm not sure which wild card they're in yet. Seattle completely out of. They're half a game back in the wild card. And then, of course, you got the Angels, 15 back. They've been eliminated. And, of course, the Oakland A's at 48 and 108.
That's a lot.
Are 39 and a half games back. I don't think they can come back, Colby.
I don't think they're going to make it.
I'm going to call it that they're out. By the way.
Oh, wait. So you finally can. Count out the A's.
Can't count out the A's.
Don't count out the – no, you can.
Oh, Grego. Mm-hmm. So Texas just now underway out in the Angels of Anaheim, Los Angeles Anaheim Angels.
That's some more words than what it's worth.
I feel like that's their name.
It's not.
And then Seattle and Houston are battling each other raunchiously. So, yeah, this is the final week of the season. And Major League Baseball sets the schedule up so all of the divisions play each other I love that, by the way.
So here's what I'm thinking, Tim. Here's what I'm thinking. If you can just win 2 against the Angels, then the matter of whoever wins counts as another team's loss, right? Mm-hmm. Doesn't that 5? If you win 2 games, and because either Seattle or Houston's going to lose 1 each game.
But that means the other team won, so that would only eliminate 1 team.
Okay.
Right? If they're playing each other, 5 is your magic number for both.
Right.
So one of those 2 teams can knock the other one out.
Right.
But you still have to beat that other team as the Rangers. Because you're only going to – so if you win –
So we're a double 5 magic number right now.
Yes.
Okay.
It's 5 for both. Like it's 5 for the Astros and 5 for the Mariners.
So what we need is the Mariners to take 2 of 3.
You just need the Rangers to win. If they just win 5, boom, there you go.
And then you sweep the Angels. I'm just trying to get this done as soon as possible. I'd like some games where it's like, it doesn't matter. I like some rock games.
Me too.
It doesn't matter. That was the worst. It doesn't matter.
What was that?
I don't know. I off mic.
Is that something The Rock says?
He waits for you. He asks you a question, like, so why is your last name Ham?
And then while I'm
it
pausing,
doesn't matter.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
It doesn't matter. Hey, that was better. All right.
Didn't count though.
That's right. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you for making us sound good. News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
By God, I found it. As we go to Alaska,
Yikes, it's cold.
It is cold. So there's things going on in Alaska, and there's actually things going on in the Alaskan Triangle. Did you know there was such a thing as an Alaskan Triangle?
Like the Bermuda Triangle?
It's kind of like the Bermuda Triangle.
Or like Heather Locklear's Triangle?
It's more down like.
Oh, Heather Locklear's Triangle?
Yeah, there it is.
Found it!
There's video joke for you as he tried to make a vagina where his
I couldn't
penis
do it.
is.
I couldn't do it.
So he's upset. Okay. So there is a mysterious triangle of land that's sparsely populated in Alaska that offers, basically offers a whole lot of nothing, except for people go there because it's, it's your water, it's everything that, your land with your little bit of snow caps. It's scenic. Okay. I mean, it's Alaska. It's huge. I'm sure there's a lot of areas that are scenic, but there's one little triangle of land.
That's what she said.
That has more sightings of UFOs, ghost-type creatures, and Bigfoot-type creatures. More of it happens here in the Alaskan Triangle. You know what else has happened here? Over the past decade, there has been more than 20,000 people have vanished in this area.
20,000?
20,000.
And this is not a news story?
I mean, it is. It's in news and notes. I'm giving it to you right now. I
But
just think maybe more people should have heard about this. So
I didn't see it on ABC.
apparently, the sightings of UFOs is off the charts in this one little area, and also the sightings of ghosts. It could be just transparent alien people or whatever. I don't know what technology they got. And Bigfoots. I also don't know what the aliens look like. They could be big furry, I'm going to get you, type of, don't mark that.
Shippy.
Type of folks. But yeah, 20,000 people. You know what? Here's my advice. Stop going there. 20,000 people have been missing in the past decade in this area. Stop going there. And also, hey, somebody go start doing a lot more UFO search there. But don't actually go there. Send drones.
Yeah.
We got unmanned drones. You don't have to go there yourself, UFO, Bigfoot, and ghost chasers. Because, well, I mean, if you want to, but yeah, people go missing there, so just stop going.
20 in how much time? Since when?
In a decade.
20,000 people have gone missing in this triangle.
Yes.
I feel like I dated her.
Uh-huh.
How
How
is that not bigger news? Like, that's way more than like the Bermuda Triangle.
It is. 20,000.
Or the Heather Locklear Triangle.
Right. Hey, I spilled coffee on my notes.
Good thing it's the last segment.
Right. I never read my notes.
I know.
So
I
let's
don't know why
go
I make
from
you a
there
run sheet.
to where am I at on this sheet?
There's a bunch of sheet.
Let's go to Brianna Robinson.
Okay.
Now, you may have heard a news and notes story about her because, so in 2013, she died.
Sorry to hear that.
She was visually impaired, and she was on a cruise ship with her boyfriend.
God, I know where this is going.
And so, Jaden Moreo, formerly known as Dan Sheeran, was charged with murdering his girlfriend. She fell off the back of a cruise ship.
Did you have help?
They wanted to say she did, as she was the Gold Coast Titans cheerleader, and it was initially ruled a suicide, but then investigators got a hold of it, and they're like, no, wait, well, as of last year, he's been cleared of all charges, and the reason why the police gave that he was cleared of charges is because we just can't come up with enough evidence. We're pretty sure this guy did it, but we don't have enough to truly charge him.
I mean, that's the law, right?
Right.
Wait, don't cruise, and I've never been on a cruise, but you think like there are cameras literally everywhere, covering every square inch of the deck everywhere, right?
So you would, yes, but you would also go, okay, so they don't have enough evidence. So this part was like one of the areas that may have not had cameras and what have you that she was supposedly at.
Right.
You can probably see her walking over there to the area, but you don't see him, and that's another part of it. Anyway.
Huh. No reasonable doubt, huh?
No, yeah, there was not enough to, get past the whole reasonable doubt thing. So,
That dude's wearing a leather skirt, Colby.
he is. Well, you can do that when you're Scottish.
But they don't wear leather; they wear plaid.
That's cooler, dude. Don't mess with him.
I'll kick his ass.
Nah, I don't.
What's he ever done?
I mean, he's like 7 foot tall or something. He's
Kick his ass.
a massive human.
I'll take him.
Anyway, so we're back to here. Back to me.
Back to the ship.
Um,
More me.
So here's what you don't do if you've just recently been cleared of charges.
Oh no.
See, you know what? Hold on, let me find his name. Jaden Murillo does. He writes plays and musicals.
Did he?
He just finished his Through the Eyes of Love. It's a 100-page musical. Follows the main character, a West End heartthrob, Jamie Broadway, who is wrongly accused of being involved in his girlfriend's death. The fictional musical begins with James Broadway performing as Billy Joel in Piano Man. It's a musical. With his acting talents being lauded by none other than Joel himself and the TV host of James Corden. And then another scene involves him having a threesome with 2 women before he types their names into a spreadsheet entitled Jamie's Girls. And despite his womanizing ways, the fictional Jamie later falls for a 20-year-old Brianna Roldwell, obviously close to Brianna, who is his girlfriend. Happy couple move in together, but things sour when Brianna discovers his spreadsheet listing his sexual conquests and his stash of Viagra.
What the hell?
Furious, his girlfriend's been looking through his things. Broadway slams the door of the bedroom and storms off. From a distance, she gives out a blood-curdling scream, and she took her own life.
Oh.
And it follows. Don't write a play where your girlfriend. Oh my God!
It's OJ, Colby.
So,
By the way, OJ didn't do it.
So basically it's called a musical. This is how it would have done if it would have happened or whatever.
If I did it.
If I did it. We know we're not into fashion trends, by the way.
What are you talking about?
We're not. We're not fashionable people, seeing as how I'm still kind of dressed like a pirate.
Good day, mate.
But the BBC has let out the newest design launching this week at a Paris Fashion Week. And it's the Daisy Woodward dips a toe into the clompy world of cartoon shoes, as this is supposedly the new rage. And Tim?
You ready?
Yeah. Boy, you thought Crocs were bad.
I mean, those are just Crocs on steroids, right?
They are Crocs on steroids. Now, I have a question. And my only question, A, do they come in black?
God, no.
And B, how comfortable are they?
No. Colby, I'm going to tweet this out. Go follow us at Colby Tim Show. But, oh my God, dude. No, just no.
I mean, these right here, they look like you got 2 big blocks of cheese, cartoon cheese, and put your feet in them.
They do look like cheese.
So, but they're the new thing.
What are they called? I'm going to tweet it out.
I'm going to call them Croc blocks.
Croc block. I'm going to spell blocks with just a C like croc.
Okay.
It's clever, huh? We should be marketing
You
geniuses.
should be. I don't know what they're called, but there you go. That's from Paris.
News and really?
Uh-huh.
From Fashion Week, right?
Yep. So as he's
Wow.
tweeting out about the Croc blocks, my name, that I gave it.
I spelled it.
Nice. Let's go from there to, well, Michael Thomas. He's 71. He's had trouble with the council leader, Stuart Palman, because Stuart won't give him the rights to redevelop an old pizza takeaway. And he really wants to. He's already bought the damn thing. He wants to redevelop it. He wants to turn it into something else. But Stuart says no, can't. And it's pissing off Michael Thomas. You know what Michael Thomas does? He has a gargoyle commissioned to be built on this property with the face of Stuart Palman. He has a gargoyle erected on the property and is like, hey, I'm going to make this artsy. But the gargoyle's face is his. Now, if you've got money, I mean, obviously this guy's got FU money, so the pizza things shouldn't be bothering him. But if you're going to be that just, you know what, FU, I mean, that's probably a good way to do it. Just, I'm going to make you a gargoyle, you bitch.
A gargoyle. Dude, that's the ultimate FU middle finger, right?
That is the ultimate FU middle finger. And finally, let's go to this guy failed drug dealer 101.
Is that a class in your high school?
It should have been for him. So Eric Thomas, he's 33. And by the way, we are in Florida.
Of course.
He's working in the field of illegal drug sales. You know? If you're working in the field of illegal drug sales, here's one thing you probably shouldn't do. Call the police when somebody steals from you.
Like a normal thievery, or did they steal his drugs?
So, upon being contacted by officers, Thomas stated that he was selling marijuana and somebody stole $10 from him while attempting to sell it. While reporting the theft, Thomas had 11 baggies of pot in his hands. In the free state of Florida, it remains illegal to possess marijuana with the intent to sell it. Thomas made spontaneous statements about getting robbed while attempting to sell. You're telling them what you're doing.
Was he on his own drugs?
You know what?
You're not supposed to use the inventory.
He was holding more than 40 grams of pot when he was collared.
Okay, he deserves to get caught, right?
So if you're, I mean, you know what? There's a thing about where cops are like, oh, I don't care, it's marijuana, right? I can see that. They don't care. It's almost legal everywhere, but you can't go up and tell them, hey, bud, so I was selling this weed, this weed right here. Hold on.
Let me show you.
This weed right here, which is good weed, man, and this guy stole $10. How bad's your weed selling going that you got to call the cops over $10?
I was going to say, if you're worried about $10, you're probably not a very good weed salesman, or business is not going well for you.
So he remains locked up in lieu of a $7,000 bond. So it's really not going well because he can't even come up with $7,000.
Wow, dude.
So I mean, I figured if you're doing illegal things, you got to be making all the money, right? That's what I think.
I mean, more than $7,000.
You would think you would
Like, he should have that in his pocket.
Right. Sold off. Well, he's not, like selling like cocaine.
But he was worried about $10.
He was worried about $10.
Wait, can you buy weed for $10? You can't buy weed for $10. I mean, I don't know. I don't do it, but I just think, it's probably not very much.
I mean, you can buy like a J of
like
Reggie.
one, right?
Yeah, you can buy a J or Reggie.
Wait, why are you throwing Reggie under the bus now?
That's just what the bad weed's called, from what I understand.
Atatula?
No, never. It wouldn't be named after bad weed.
No, he wouldn't. He'd be named after good weeds.
That's damn right.
Love me some Reggie.
That's news and notes, everybody.
Oh, Colby, we got to figure out what the street value of a J is these days.
I mean, it's got to be.
Mark.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, you can answer it if you want.
No, I think I'm done.
You thought you were going to, you said it's got to be.
Yeah, you said Mark.
$10?
I mean, it's got to be more. I mean, depending on what it is.
Just a J.
Well, no. Did the dealer tell you what the name of it is?
Is there different J's?
A J of what?
I don't know. Weed. A joint.
Yeah.
You just buy one joint.
Man, even when I was like smoking, there was always a name for it.
Oh,
the
there
dealer
was?
would come over and be like, "Hey, I got some of that White Lotus. What is that?" Well, it's this. And what? So why is it better than the Purple Haze or whatever that you brought? Man, this White Lotus will get you fucked up, bud.
That's what I want then.
And then
I'd be really bad at buying drugs because I don't know any of this terminology.
no, it's always different. Somebody that grew it or whatever, tell somebody the name, and it's like the phone game. By the time it gets to you, it started off as, white noises, and it ends up to you with, like
Right.
dark farts.
Yeah. Dark fart. That's the name of the show.
So
If you had dark farts on your Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show bingo card,
you win.
and it came in the last 30 seconds of the show.
Gross.
We are the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show. I'm Colby Sapp. I did it again, dude. He is Colby Sapp. I am IndyCarTim. We'll be back on Wednesday to preview the Cowboys. And how bad is it going to really be? They might lose. We're going to do our picks with our guest,
1G.
Birthday G. Is he confirmed?
I mean, yes, he has confirmed.
All right, Birthday G will be our guest picker. Until then, boys and girls,
I'm IndyCarTim.
I'm Colby Sapp.